to Joe's Atmosphere.
Cook your shrimp, please. All of a sudden, my shrimp pan is burning up like a smoke fest.
All right, boys and girls, it is time for State of the Atmosphere. Tonight, we go hiking with pronouns and the Acolyte. We got the House of the Dragon, Season 2, Episode 1 to talk about. And, of course, the pop culture update capped off with the Sweeney Spot. All this and more tonight on State of the Atmosphere. All right, welcome aboard for State of the Atmosphere. I am your host, Joe's Atmosphere. It's good to see you guys. And yes, I'm wearing the Merch Kings merch. That's right. Real Wade Nation Gaming Clips. Go check out his storefront. He's got some cool shit. Actually, this is a work shirt because I was working on my car today. So anyway, it's good to see you guys. Sorry we're running a little late today. I forgot about some articles last minute I had to pull up that I forgot about. But riding along shotgun today, he had the day off today because of Juneteenth. It's Knoxter. What's going on, man?
Yeah, gotta love them federal holidays.
Yeah, gotta love them, man. Gotta love them. You know, that one hasn't been a federal holiday very long.
A couple of years.
Yeah, I think it was Biden that made it a federal holiday, wasn't it?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was. But anyway, okay, it's good to see you, man. And then, of course, we've got Jed Riverwolf along for the ride. What's going on, man? It's good to see you.
And it's a woke ass federal holiday. You know?
Yeah, well, I guess you could call it that.
2021.
It is. It is. I mean, you know, it is what it is, guys. You know, hey,
I'm not going to complain about
I can't say anything. I don't think mine is a federal holiday, but my nationality, half of my nationality, does have a national holiday. Well, if you think about it, both of the biggest nationalities I am kind of have one: St. Patty's Day and Thanksgiving.
Yeah, but it's not like Juneteenth though. It's totally different.
Is it not?
Yes, it is.
How would that
totally
be
different? Because they're celebrating St. Patrick's Day with the Irish. Okay.
Yeah.
This came about because of all the woke mind virus idiots.
Oh,
okay?
Is that why it was? Okay.
Yeah. That's the reason.
Juneteenth is a celebration of African American culture, so you know.
Well, you know, they have Black History Month, and we have Martin Luther King Day.
True,
so
but you don't get off for the whole
we...
month. You don't get off work for the whole month.
Yeah.
So why do you
okay,
need
that would be kind of counterproductive, Jed. It would be. I understand what you're saying, but I can't get mad at him for having an
Oh, I'm not mad. I'm just calling shit out as I see it.
I hear you, bro. I hear you.
I've been doing that
I
a
will
lot.
always think
This
another
one
federal
doesn't.
holiday.
You gotta choose your battles, and I just don't choose this one.
Yeah.
That's nothing. Besides, it gave Knock a day off.
Oh, no, and that's awesome.
Who does this
That's
one hurt? I don't know. I don't see.
I know,
I
that
don't
was
see this
awesome.
one hurting anyone. So
No, it's not hurting anyone. Yeah. But anyway, it's good to see you guys. We're going to start off like we usually do with checking out the chat. What's going on with them? Awesome One was the first one in today. He was hanging out first today. Tim must be sick. Tim must be sick. Let's see. Vince Womack is here. He said "Heidi ho" to all you monkeys out there. Yeah, what's up?
Yeah.
And then we've got. Let's see. Who else
I
is
like
here?
that
Yeah,
bottom one he did.
Christian Delorme is here. What's going
Hey,
on?
Christian, what's up, dude?
Pretty sure we're doing a Steve Miller Band. Is that this weekend, Christian? Is it that this Sunday? He's getting the gang together for it. I think it's this Sunday.
Hey, Christian, when you do like Queen or some of the other
federal
stuff,
gaslighting,
it literally is. It literally is.
See, I don't see it that way. I don't see. That's like getting mad at people for Cinco de Mayo, man. Come on, man. You just let them have their day. I don't care. It's not hurting me.
Okay, so let me see. June, it was one day, then it went to a week, and then it went to 2 weeks, and then it went to a whole month.
I got news for you. Juneteenth has always been a thing, man. I was making friggin' Budweiser glasses with Juneteenth on it more than, what, maybe 15 years ago? Okay, so I don't want to hear that, Jed. Juneteenth has always been a thing. It just hasn't been a federal holiday, my friend. Okay? It's been around for a while. Let's see. Eclay says, I thought Juneteenth was for June Cash.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Okay, it's good to see you guys, and we will be checking in on the chat, see what they're doing as we go. But right now, we got to get into the pop culture update, and you know how we start that always. We always start that with the weekend box office, and just when we've been saying the box office is bad, nobody's going to see movies, Inside Out makes $154 million on a non-holiday weekend.
So a lot of robots went out and watched Disney movies.
Robots? No, kids, dude. Kids are out of school, and there it is. This is perfect timing for this movie to come out right here. Knock, didn't you tell me a friend of yours took his kids this weekend to see it?
No, he took them today.
Yeah, that's right. Everybody had the day off. Yeah, right. So,
he's a federal guy too. So
actually, let's go through this, and then I'll just go ahead and show it now. Inside Out's headed for a Juneteenth box office record of near 30 million. They're saying everybody's going to see it today, since it's a federal holiday and the kids are out of school, so they're all taking the day off and going to the movies.
Rather do it now than doing it on the weekend.
Well, I'm just glad to see it, man, because I'm a movie guy and I like movie theaters, and I'm glad to see it.
Oh, I love movie theaters too.
Yeah,
I grew up. I grew up around them.
Yeah, we all did, man.
Yeah.
I was there when I was a kid. Shit didn't come out on VHS for 3 years.
Yeah,
so you had to go to see it a few times if you wanted to see it. I'll never forget when Batman opened up. And I was a young man at that time in 1989. Yeah. When that movie opened, I think I was 23 or 24. And me and my roommate went early in the day, and we loved it so much. Then we walked right around, bought another ticket, went and saw it again. And when we come out of the theater that evening, I had a date with a girl, and she just met me up there because I told her we were going to see it again, right? And she shows up. I said, what movie you want to go see? She goes, Batman. So we went right back in there and saw it again. Saw it 3 times the first day.
So this is funny. So when the first X-Men movie came out, and that was early on.
That was 2000, I believe.
Yeah,
2000. No, it was 2001, I think.
Yeah. So I went because
the first movie me and Foxy ever went to see together.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So all my friends wanted to go see it, but they all wanted to go see it at different times. So I ended up going seeing that first X-Men movie 4 times in one day.
I hear you, bro. I hear you. Let's see. Eclay says, I don't like seeing Disney get a win. Well, yeah, I mean, they're going to read the wrong thing into it, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah,
they
they
always
will.
read things just like, look, Deadpool's going to do awesome too, and they're
See-
going to be like,
I
oh
I
shit,
plan to take anybody and all that want to go see it. I'm going to pay for their ticket.
yeah, we've already bought a row.
Yeah.
That opening Sunday for all of our buddies.
Yeah.
I think I've told you guys I buy for the whole crew and then they pay me when we show up. We've already got the tickets. We've taken up the entire what I like to call it the premium row.
Yeah,
it's
I
not
might
too
have to-
far back.
Might have to
Not-
do that as well.
Yeah,
You know what I'm
get
saying?
right in the middle. Yeah.
Well, you better
Except
do
I
it
don't do
now,
an opening
buddy.
night. I do it Sundays. I don't do opening nights or anything like that. I do Sunday
I'd like to
mornings,
do opening
so-
night, but I work on Fridays.
Yeah.
So I can't do that.
Well, I don't want to do it with people. So
So I see.
So-
Mhm.
Yeah.
What is it, Jed? What were
I
you
see
saying?
Arrow's back to her bitter self and feeling
Yeah,
better.
we'll check that out in a second.
But
let's-
it's
let's
what
finish
I'm
this
talking.
conversation real quick. I wanted to tell you why I'm doing it on Sunday. I
Yeah.
work on Fridays. Saturday, we have a friend that works, and we all want to see it together. So that's why we do it on Sunday.
Yeah, that's
That's
cool.
why. Yeah.
Because I used to have to go on when I worked over at Blockbuster and stuff in GameStop back a long time ago.
Yeah.
We only had I had Wednesdays off. So
Mhm.
that was the day we had to go and watch Wednesday. Everybody all went to go see like Ghostbusters. I saw like Vince said, I saw Ghostbusters first
Yeah.
time because one friend wanted to go see it at another time, and another friend wanted to go see it. They're like, dude, I'll pay for the other ticket.
I
I'm
think
like,
the
okay.
most I went and saw a movie in the theater was Excalibur in 1983, my senior year in high school, because we were all Dungeons and Dragons nuts.
Yeah.
And you know how well, first of all, how realistic Excalibur was, but as far as the lore goes, the fantastical parts of it were pretty damn awesome too, with practical effects and stuff. And we went and saw that. I think I went and saw that 8 times in the theater, man.
So
I mean, but like I said, that's the time,
Yeah. And Joe,
they had second run theaters where you could go see something that's been out for months for $1,
Yeah.
stuff like that. And that's what I miss the most is the second run theaters.
Oh
That's-
and they're all gone because they didn't want the other movie theater companies didn't want them around because it devalued the others, and we're like, what?
Well, I think it was more I think it's more DVD. When the DVD came out and it was so cheap to create that's when you saw it decrease down to like 6 months before they released it, where you could buy it. It was still about a year before it was on what you'd call streaming now. It was cable television back then, like HBO and stuff like that.
You had that stupid ass.
You had a
box.
year still, but it was about 6 months, I'd say. Wouldn't you say, Knock, when you were a kid?
Yeah,
About 6 months before it came out on DVD,
I would
right?
say it was.
Yeah.
I would say
Yeah.
6 to 8 months.
Yeah. But,
And then the movie that I saw the most in the theater, because I had 3 theaters that I can just go walk into anytime I wanted to because I knew the owners. I saw Flash Gordon the most.
oh, yeah.
Remember when that
Oh,
came out?
God, you were young when that movie came out.
Yeah, that's the movie I saw the most.
But anyway, let's see what's going on here. Vince says, just wait, Inside Out 3, when Paranoia joins the gang. Yeah, she probably starts smoking weed as a friggin' teenager, right?
Yeah.
Let's see. Jed just doesn't like Disney. Well, we knew that already. You're not breaking
you're not
any lore here,
wire
chick.
on that.
And wants it all to fail all the time. Just because his childhood was ruined with all the new Star Wars stuff.
So,
Miss Childhood must have not been all that if movie killed it.
So
No, it's not that.
she doesn't understand, and she's trolling right now. so.
She is, but hey, let me tell you something. When it comes, and we're going to talk Star Wars in a little bit because we're going to review the Acolyte.
Yeah.
It's short review tonight. I think
Yeah.
Knock would agree with that. Jesus
Hopefully.
Christ. But anyway, what I do like about these numbers, and I understand. I completely understand people want Disney to fail. I understand that, but
Mhm.
what I like about this is the fact that when I was a kid, this is how Disney made its money. It put out
Yep.
movies in the summertime and everybody went to see them. It wasn't until 75 when Jaws came out and 77 when Star Wars came out that it changed to where adult movies were coming out in the summertime.
Yep.
All summer long, you had things like the Apple Dumpling Gang, Escape from Witch Mountain. I mean, just I can't tell you how many Disney movies I've seen when I was a kid.
Oh,
And
yeah. Me too.
maybe this would be a return to that. Now, I haven't seen this movie to review it or anything, but obviously the first one was good, or this many people wouldn't have been going to see it. So, I mean, I'd love to see Disney get back to, doing a bunch of stuff for kids,
But
that's decent. That's decent. Now,
It's not going to happen, though.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I've got to watch the movie. I can't comment on it unless I see the movie.
See,
I'm
the
not-
only
I'm not
way
gonna-
for that to happen.
Let me
Joe-
finish what I'm saying, Jed. I'm not going to let the talking heads tell me what to think.
Oh,
and
I
say.
know.
I'm not going to regurgitate what they're saying. I've got to look at it and see, and then I'll tell you what I think of it.
But the only way for them to come back to form is
Mhm.
to get rid of a clean house of all the idiots over there and bring some of the people that love to do story and content
Right.
and actual just love for
Mhm.
things. That's the reason why we're having all this bullshit now.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah, but I tell you, man, it's good. I know it's Disney and everything, but I'm glad to see a movie knock it out of the park on opening weekend. Bad Boys is still making money. It did good in its first week, and from all accounts, if you're a fan of that franchise, I am not particularly a fan of it, but
Yeah.
if that's your cup of tea, apparently this is more of the same, and you're not going to be disappointed. So
Gordon's alive. I love
Gordon's
that.
alive. That's it.
Voltron.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is number 3. That's still making money.
Yeah, I'm shocked at that.
Garfield movie and If round out the top 5. Now, what's interesting to me, look at If. Their domestic gross was beat by almost by about half. You just split that in half and add it to it, and that's what Inside Out made in 3 days.
Mm-hmm.
And that's its total run so far. And it's been out for 5 weeks. That movie must not have been very good.
Well, I mean, Inside and Out domestic gross almost made as much as If global.
Yeah.
amount.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy. Let's see. What do we got here?
Glad to see the fake Mad Max movie is not up there. So,
Muppet Treasure Island 7 8 times. Yeah, I hear you.
That was a good
I hear
movie.
you. That's a good one.
movie.
Inside Out 5. I'm a victim. Joins. Reward.
That's
Good. Don't reward bad. I understand that, but I've got to see it to judge it. That's all I'm saying, guys. I got to see it to judge it. Okay, Knock. What do you got there, man? What are you looking at here?
Well, you like to do the domestic. I like to see the worldwide.
Yeah.
And seeing Inside Out is already top 5.
Yeah, that's crazy.
With 334 million worldwide is pretty crazy.
Yeah. And look at the movies that are ahead of it, and this
it'll be 4th after this weekend, and close
right.
to
It's gonna leapfrog Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I don't know. I mean, at this rate, it should get past Kung Fu Panda, but we'll have to see if it's got staying power. I mean, this is the first weekend.
I mean, if
word of mouth
is
is
going
how
out, yeah.
you get staying power. So, I mean, what did your buddy say about the movie? Did he like it? Did his kids like it?
I didn't ask him that.
Oh, okay.
okay.
He just mentioned that he came back from watching.
Yeah, okay. But
We
yeah,
really like him.
you got the kaiju movie, and then what was number 1? What was the number 1? Dune.
Dune.
Yeah, Dune. We
Well,
still
nothing
haven't
like
had a
Dune, but
billion.
still.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It sucks that Fall Guy is in Beekeeper because they were good movies. They aren't higher.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Well, I mean, Beekeeper is just that's
that's an action flick that
just enter title here and you'll get his movie. His movies are all the same. You're not
that's
seeing
pretty much it. Man.
But it's still better than half that crap out there. Though.
He just does the same role every time.
I paid to go see it because I like Jason Statham.
Yeah,
I love his.
I like him too, but I mean, I just I knew I wasn't going to get surprised by this.
No,
I'm retired.
No.
Okay, I'm not retired anymore. Like I've seen skits of that, and it's like spot on. I don't
Fall
do that
Guys
job
the one
anymore.
that shocked me. Fall
Yeah.
Guys the one that shocked me. It was for sure. Let's see. Bad Boys surprised me. I didn't care much for the second ones. Didn't even know about the third one. Yeah, well, I mean, I'm not a fan of the series, like I said. Also, bring back original hand drawn animation. Well, we may never see that again.
Oh yeah, we'll probably never see that
may
again.
not ever see it again.
This takes too long.
Yeah.
Yep. Let's see. Garfield animation looks plus. They didn't find a voice to match the original characters. Well, it's the voice actor they use for every part now, apparently.
Yep.
Mr. Pratt.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, he's been Mario and Garfield this year, right? Or well, last year was Mario, but he's played two of the biggest animated characters ever now. On the worldwide for Ghostbusters, did it only do that because China doesn't do paranormal stuff?
Well, I mean, it was pretty even, but yeah.
That movie
I don't
was-
know if that's it. I didn't look, and this is just me. All I can do is tell you from my perspective. I checked out after Ghostbusters 2. I never watched the animated series, which I heard was good.
Oh, the animated series so.
I heard the Xbox game is a better sequel than most of the movies.
Yes, I have it,
and so I don't know. I don't know if that's a case, but
I was just never a fan of Ghostbusters in general.
I love Ghostbusters, and
I like the first Ghostbusters. I did.
First one's fine. I've seen the first one a bunch of times. Sure,
it was a little stupid to me, you know.
Well, that's the reason why everybody makes cracks on the second one. But if they would have,
Madam Web 16, that's right, baby. That's right.
I can't.
The drawing power of Sydney Sweeney. Come on, bro. Come on.
You know half of that is at least Sydney Sweeney.
Yeah, you know, everybody's like,
Dakota Johnson ain't bad looking either, folks. I'm sorry. You know, she's not.
Yeah, but she's a complete idiot, so, you know. So
the real Ghostbusters was awesome. Yeah.
Yeah, it is a good show.
Prior Ghostbusters lacked the danger element. Ghostbusters video game 2009 was good. Yeah, that's what I hear. And Extreme Ghostbusters wasn't bad, and it loaded with diversity.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that is the box office for this week. But like I said, you know, I know it's Disney, but I'm glad to see a movie. I was starting to worry that, you know, they were going to start closing theaters, and I don't want my theater closed, man. Yeah, I like my recliner at the theater, dude. I dig it. I'm sorry. I just do. Okay. Next up.
Before we move on, just real quick,
sure.
Joe.
Yeah.
I know what I do want to see this weekend.
What's that, buddy?
It's the
as
bike
we welcome
riders.
John in.
Hello.
You said John, the bike riders knock.
Yeah, the bike riders. What's his name? The Venom guy.
That is Mr. Butler, the guy
Tom
that played
Hardy.
Elvis.
And Tom Hardy. Yeah.
I don't think he's the star of the movie, though.
He's the reason I'm going to see it. I don't care about the other guy. I'm pretty fine. I'm just saying that he's not one
Earl's in it. Daryl's in it. Yeah. Norman Reedus is in it.
Well, it's a motorcycle.
Is he riding a bike?
Yeah, he's riding a bike, man. Yeah. Freaking, I saw him. They got him. You can't even recognize him. They got him so fucked up looking. It's not even funny, man. It took me a second to recognize him. But how are you, John? How was your day?
Oh, it was good. Just finished up the last class of the semester because it's only a 6-week course.
Okay. What do you got to do over the summer?
Nothing.
Good.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't have any.
What about at the campus? I'm sure they have classes.
Oh, yeah, they have classes.
So you're working. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I just didn't know if the IT guys took off for the summer or what on a college campus. I had no idea.
Oh, no, that's when we get our projects done. Replace classrooms, fix up labs, update stuff. Yeah.
I don't think I said Tom Arnold. I think I said Tom Hardy, but I could be wrong. We'll have to check the tape. I could be wrong. You know, I'm an old bastard. I'll say the wrong thing every once in a while.
Oh, and I did reserve my Deadpool ticket already. So
you did?
Okay. Dead center.
Good. I told you, man.
Add seated as needed.
Nice.
When I heard that it was setting records for pre-sales, that's when I told my wife. I said, "Look, get together with the guys and find out because we got to get a row. You know, that's Sunday. We got to get it." The Bike Riders, a remake of the James Dean movie. You know, that's the first thing I thought of when I saw this preview. I said that guy really looks like he's playing a James Dean part. We have to do. Let's take a look at that real quick on IMDb. Maybe they have the inside for us. Inside Dope. Is this a remake? Let's find out. The Bike Riders. The Bike Riders. First of all, I got to get the IMDb. The Bike Riders. And that's all one word. I thought it was two, but it's all one word.
Yep.
2023.
All right. Yep. 2:20 p.m. July 28th.
Cool. Let's see. We'll look at it together here, folks. It says, after a chance encounter, headstrong Kathy is drawn to Benny, member of Midwestern Motorcycle Club Vandals. As the club transforms into a dangerous underworld of violence, Benny must choose between Kathy and his loyalty to the club. That's Norman Reedus they just showed, with that big bunch of hair and the beard and everything. That was him. I know on my phone I know where to look this stuff up, but the cast looks really great for this thing. But I don't know if it's going to tell us. Let's see. Bike Riders capture. And I just don't see
under trivia.
That's what I was thinking. Yeah. Trivia. This is Jeff Nichols' fifth collaboration with Michael Shannon. Michael Shannon's in this? Oh, yeah, he is.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Michael Shannon is, guys, he was Zod in Man of Steel. I love Michael Shannon. He's really good. Set in the 60s. It doesn't say anything about it. But I wouldn't be surprised if it is, man. Check it out yourself on the internet there and see if you can find out there for us, buddy. And see if it's got a connection to it. For sure. Check it out, awesome one. See what we find. Oh my gosh, he's here. He's a little late, but we have to show respect.
There are some who call me Tim.
I said Tom Jones, huh, man?
Whatever.
I know I didn't say Tom Jones. So the Chiefs and Royals may be moving across the river, John. Oh,
they're not. So just
okay. He's right there on the ground. He would know.
Why would the Chiefs move?
Better or worse than Night Riders? Shit, man, I don't know. Come on, Joe. Aren't you supposed to be all set up? What's this non-professional business? Dude, come on. Give me a break. Okay, so boys and girls, the next one we've got here is, I had to laugh when I saw this. And what really made me laugh was they actually had the perspective of the Britney Spears fans on this one on the Inside Edition today when I was working on my car. Laughed my ass off when I saw that. Justin Timberlake released from custody after appearing in court, handcuffed following DWI arrest.
I just can't with him right now. I just can't.
Let's see.
Why
He's
didn't
been
you
released
take
from custody
Uber?
after his arrest overnight. He was charged with 1 count of DWI and 2 citations, 1 for running a stop sign and 1 for failure to keep in lane. The musician is due back in court on July 26th. I tell you what's funny about this. Go ahead and say, yeah, right. Go ahead and say that again, Jed. I kind of talked over you when I was reading.
Okay, so my thing is, why didn't he take an Uber? We have so many different ways to get around now. A bus, an Uber. You have these little bikes. All this shit.
Justin Timberlake go on a bus. Come on.
Yeah. I don't give a fuck if you're drunk and you don't want to run somebody over. You know, there's so many different ways out there.
Understand, Jed? They don't live the life that we do.
Yeah, but you know, that means they're all
our rules don't apply.
So I don't understand it. Like,
because you're not Justin Timberlake.
You're not Justin Timberlake. You don't look. Not
even
right.
if okay, I'm going to say this. Even if I had his money and success, if I was drunk, I would go and take my ass to an Uber or something.
Again, Jed, you're applying your logic to someone that is completely different than you.
People that don't live in the same world you do. Yeah. Who does Timberlake think he is? Nick Rekieta? Oh, that's a good one, buddy. That's a good one, E. Clay. No, look, man. And I've told you guys this story before, especially your football fan friends of mine. I've got a plaque with Kerry Collins over here. He's one of my favorite quarterbacks ever because he's my prototype. You know, the big guy stands in the pocket, takes the hit, delivers the ball. You know, that kind of thing. And he had a career where he just got, you know, he was in his conference championship game the first year he was in the league, you know, and then it was downhill for him for a little bit. And he ended up going to the worst place an addict can go, New Orleans. He went down there and fell into the gutter down there in New Orleans, playing for them, you know, drunk, you know, getting arrested for DWI and whatnot, you know. And then he ends up going to the Super Bowl with the New York Giants. Right.
Yeah.
And everything turns around for him. And they were interviewing him before the Super Bowl. And they said, what turned you around? What made you get back focused and be ready to, you know, helm a team all the way to the Super Bowl? He said, well, I got to credit my wife for that. And the interviewer said, why your wife? He said, well, she's the first person that ever told me no.
Yep.
You can't do that. She's the first person in my life that ever told me no. The people you were talking about here, Jed, they don't get told no. They get told to do whatever the hell they want.
Oh, I tell
because
you,
because everybody around them is trying to make them happy so they can ride those coattails and get that money.
Yeah.
Okay. So yeah, like Knox said, they live in a different world. They don't live in the same world you and I do. Their perspective is completely different than you and I.
Yeah.
From a young age, they've been talented at what they do, and they've been encouraged to pursue it. And they've been, I mean, it's not every college athlete, but you guys that have been to college, you know, they get helped if they need to make the grades and they got a big game coming up, they're going to get helped. Yeah. You know, that's just the way it is, man. That's the way the cookie crumbles.
It's just the way it is.
Yeah, and that's why you see headlines like this. And look, to be fair, I've had 2 DWIs myself. Now it's kind of a, you know, occupational hazard. I was a bartender for 18 years, so yeah, we have cocktails after work, and you know, I could have been pulled over any night and got a DWI. You know, because when you think about it, the amount that it takes to blow it's less than 2 beers.
Yeah, but Joe,
Okay.
even when I was a bartender, there would be nights that I got plastered in the bar. I would take a taxi or something.
Right, you would. Yeah.
Yeah, I could go home automatically.
But when you get blown away,
yeah,
you're not making Joe's cocktails are massive. Stop riding Joe's coattails. Oh my God. But anyway, yeah, I mean, I know the second DWI, I didn't need to be driving. I'm glad the guy pulled me over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But you're not making the best decisions in the world when you're impaired either. And if you've got access to your keys, you're going to want to drive.
I know you've seen this because you and Matt have seen this. There are times where we had to tell people, no, you can't drive.
No, you can't drive. Yeah.
We literally had to tell them.
If you're a good friend with somebody and you're in the club business, and you're gonna.
There was times when we were at the club, and then they're like, "Go get Jed. He will tell him no right to his face and yank the keys out of his hand."
Tim says, "Blown away." Maybe that is what Justin wanted to get by someone. Actually, what's funny is if you look into that article, just go read any of the articles about it.
Yeah,
he's so old now. The guys that pulled him over didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
Didn't even recognize.
Wait, did he look weird or something like Pee Wee Herman?
No, man, he looks like every other. No, it looks like him. Have you guys actually taken someone's keys?
Yes,
I've taken people's keys away. Hell yeah, I have.
Yeah, we had
I've called them cabs. Yeah,
yeah.
I paid for people's cabs, man.
Yeah,
shit, yeah.
We I'd
much rather have somebody be driven than drive.
We don't want an accident at the bar.
Yeah, it makes us look bad.
That's just more work for us.
In some states, they actually tried to make you liable.
Yeah,
for serving someone. over the legal limit.
Yeah.
Which is bullshit. I mean, but that's just dumb. But
every bar I've been to, if you go up and tell the bartender I'm done, can you call me a cab? They'll call you a cab.
They'll call you a cab. Yeah. Shit.
Nowadays, it's an Uber. Same thing.
Yeah. So it's like I've had to. There was this one time where we had to go over there, and now I was in the back. I was pouring some drinks and shit because I wasn't up front in the door because I switched back and forth all the time from bouncing at the door to doing cocktails and shit. They're like, "Go get Jed. He's at the bar." I had to go to this dude that was like way taller than my ass. They're like, "Okay, bro, you come here every Wednesday night. I'm gonna have to take the keys from you." He goes, you know what he did? He goes, "You know what, bro? I appreciate you. You're the only person here that did not tell me no. I appreciate you, brother." I took him, ganked him. I said, "I'm gonna put him in the thing. You come back tomorrow morning, come get your car."
All right. The next one we got is Paramount's global general counselor, Krista Delamonte, to exit at the end of June. Things are just getting worse over Paramount.
Oh, dude, Paramount.
I would not be surprised to see them start selling off properties like Star Trek or
well,
some of
that's
the other
what
stuff
we're hoping for.
Because man, it's getting bad over there, big time. Did you see this one, John? Did you check this one out?
Yeah. It's more fallout from the breakdown of talks between them and Skydance.
Yeah.
After a Mass Effect stream, Joe's keys should be taken away.
Good God. The monitor. "Hey, Joe, I'm going to have to take your keys."
Oh, look at this. Look at Real Wade Nation. He says, "Joe's the best guy ever." Why? Because I'm advertising for you? Come on.
Stop being a kiss ass, Wade. Real Merch Nation.
Oh, man. That's too good. Let's see. Ariel says, "Is Paramount supposed to merge with someone else?" No. They're still looking for ways to.
Yeah, I think,
but they've got a huge one.
But be careful because they may sell Star Trek to Disney. You don't want Disney to own Star Wars and Star Trek.
Let's hope not. That's a good one. Tim says, "I'll buy Star Trek for $1."
Yeah,
I'd love to buy it for $1. That'd be awesome. And I'm crossing my fingers, Vince, that somebody that is a Star Trek fan buys it. But what if split? Go ahead.
What if Apple TV bought it?
Oh, that'd be cool. I'd be down with that, man. The way they do production stuff. Yeah, I'd dig it. I would dig that one. I would dig
not just do good production, but good writing.
Yes.
But here's the thing with that: the same people that are on board at Disney have seats over at Apple too.
No, Jed. You obviously have not watched anything on Apple. It's
the writing is good. I have to take a break.
This is good writing.
I have to take a break from it. It's so intense. It's intense.
Oh, because that's what they were trying to do in that takeover. Because some people were on the board of, and that's been known. I was watching.
I don't care who's on the board, Jed. All I can tell you is the creative crew over at Apple is top notch. They're good.
Well, they did have some of that cool. Like, was that one me and John liked? With all the Monarch was awesome.
Monarch is good.
Monarch.
I think the one that a lot of people that like sci-fi is For All Mankind. The twist on
that's a great one. That's a very intense. Oof.
Yeah,
I cannot wait.
The one I love, guys.
C is the biggest.
C is the one that I dig, and I've still got to watch this. I still haven't seen the second season with Batista as his brother.
Oh man, there's like 3 seasons down now.
I thought they were going to come out.
Oh, they've already got a third season of it out.
Yeah, it just came out.
I've got to get me some of that, man.
Yeah,
but anyway, I would love to see Star Trek go to Apple. That would be badass, if you ask me. I'm not a Star Trek. Not sure Star Trek could get any worse. No, I can't. It's pretty bad. But what sucks is the guy that did the best thing they've done. I just saw this the other day. I don't want to take the time to look up the article, but they've got him doing a remake of some classic. Yeah, it's Enemy Mine. The guy that did friggin' Picard season 3, which is the best thing that friggin' Paramount's done since they got Star Trek. And what sucks is the bar has been lowered so low that, it's not even that great, but it was really good. It was,
I
extremely good.
heard he was also doing something else that everybody was hyped about. They
Well-
saw him go over, and I was like,
Well, this is the thing. When I saw that he's doing the Enemy Mine remake, I'm like, first of all, that's one of those movies you don't need to remake. It's perfect.
nope.
If you've ever seen it, it's fantastic.
It's like
It's
Back
got
to the
Dennis Quaid,
Future.
Lou Gossett Jr. You can't even tell that's Lou Gossett Jr. underneath
Yeah.
that makeup, especially with the acting job he did. And I can't see. That's like the new Roadhouse when it came out.
Ugh.
All you can do is harm yourself doing a remake of a classic movie.
Yeah.
That's
Even
can
when
only
they
harm-
did Total Recall, oh my god.
The Thing in 1983. That's a rarity. That's
Yeah.
a rarity. Okay,
Mhm.
but when you really look at it, it's not really a remake. It's a remake in name only, because that in the original one, The Thing from Another World, it was a plant monster, and in the new one that John Carpenter made, the classic that everybody says a lot of people, my favorite one is Halloween, but a lot of people love The Thing. They think it's his best thing he ever did. But that one goes back to the source material. It's a short story called Who Goes There? And that's so it's not really a remake. That's the only way you can actually, improve on an original is to change it and transform it. I mean, there's no way with all these great special effects they got, there's no way Twister's going to be better than Twister
Nope.
with Bill Paxton. And
It may be a mid movie, and you may have some enjoyment out of
Yeah.
it, but it will not be as good as the first movie.
No,
and I
it
already
won't.
said that.
Okay, we got some sad news this week, guys. And this one, we cover pop culture here. I know it's sports related, but there is not a person walking this planet that doesn't know who the Say Hey Kid is. Willie Mays died this week at the age of 93. I personally am not a huge baseball fan, but I knew who this guy was. I mean,
Yeah.
my dad told me all about watching him play when he was a kid. And, the guy had a long life, 93 years old. You've heard me say it. If you make it to 85, you've had a long life. And the greats like Barry Bonds, Ken Griffey Jr., Derek Jeter, Keith Hernandez, they're all honoring this guy. He was a legend.
And
Barry Bonds says, I am beyond devastated. Now, I believe Barry Bonds was his godfather. Or Willie Mays was his godfather, I'm pretty sure. Devastated and overcome with emotion. I have no words to describe what you mean to me. You helped shape me into who I am today. Thank you for being my godfather and always being there. Give my dad a hug for me. Rest in peace, Willie. I love you forever. Hashtag say hey. That's I do remember Barry Bonds saying that on several occasions that was his godfather. Yeah, what a deal, man. A moment of silence they had for him at Wrigley Field during the Giants-Cubs game today. And he played for both those franchises, by the way. Played for the Mets when he started. Played for San Francisco later. One of the best to ever play the game, says Derek Jeter, and an even better person. Thoughts and prayers are with Willie's family and loved ones. So, guys, thoughts on Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid, saying goodbye.
Okay, go.
Go ahead, Jed. I know you.
I have some say because
yeah.
Okay, so we have where I live. We have we have one of the bigger places for spring training. We have a bunch of teams here. I got to meet him with my grandfather because my grandfather would take me to spring training games.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was really cool. So the first year I got I met him out there. We went every year, but the first year that he was out there that I got to meet him, my grandfather knew somebody that knew him, and he goes, hey grandson, how would you like to meet Willie Mays? And I was like, get out of here! Are you kidding? Does a bear shit in the woods? Like,
yeah.
I was like, hell yeah, I want to meet Willie Mays.
Right.
So
but you got a baseball signed by him too, right?
And it was cool. He it was one of the baseballs he was screwing around with at the game, and he goes, here. He goes, I'll sign this for you. He signed it for me, and I got a picture with him. And then every year that he did come out there, he would see me. He's like, hey, dude, you're getting to be a little bit bigger every year. Like, I would get to see him every year. So it was kind of cool. But then, you know, after stuff in my family, my grandmother passed away, and then my grandfather moved back home to his home state. They all quit. But it was good memories of seeing him every year.
Yeah.
When I would go to spring training games.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. That's why a lot of people go to spring training. You can actually interact with them a lot.
Yes, dude.
You're there and can talk to them.
I met Reggie Jackson when he was playing on the Angels out there. And like,
yep. All right. I gotta address this one real quick. E. Clay Thomas says The Fly was a better remake. Yeah. Once again, that's two different movies, if you ask me.
That's
first of all, I loved the one with Jeff Goldblum, no doubt, but I liked the one with Vincent Price in it too. I loved that one too. That was a fantastic movie from back in the day. But E. Clay, that's one of those ones, kind of like The Thing. I think it's a different kind of movie. Yep. David Cronenberg's one of the greatest horror directors of all time, and his body horror stuff fit that so well. It really did. I hear you on that take, but I think both are great movies, but I don't think they're the same kind of movie. They're both horror movies, but definitely, and I guess you could call it body horror, but it's more of a straight up monster movie in the old days. And the newer one was more of a body dysphoria kind of thing.
It was more like how Evil Dead and some of the other movies were, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So,
John, thoughts on Willie Mays, man, before we get off that subject there?
Probably one of the last of the greats from the old days. That was still around.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. We talk about great ambassadors for the sport. He was.
Yep.
Big time.
He was awesome. He was really nice.
Mm-hmm. And yeah, he was good to his fans and all that stuff, man. So yeah, rest in peace. Willie Mays, the Say Hey Kid, man. I know I'm not asking Knock for his opinion because I know he probably does not even know, probably knows who this guy is by name only.
Yeah.
He does not watch baseball. So, and I see he's muted. So he's probably,
it's like me when we're going to go to the Star Wars thing. I'm going to go.
I notice he's not getting unmuted.
I don't have anything to contribute here.
Yeah. I didn't think so. I'm telling you guys, if you've ever watched our football show, anytime we mention baseball, he's like, we're not talking about baseball. We're talking about football today.
He goes and hates himself.
He hates that game. And me personally, when it comes to baseball, I hate watching it on television because all you get is that shot of the pitcher's ass all day.
Yes.
And you don't really get to see the defensive shifts in the field and all that stuff. It's much more fun to go see live. It
Especially,
really is.
Like every now and then, me and Biggles go subscribe to his channel. Biggles Mets, go to Biggles Mets channel. Me and Biggles go to Diamondbacks Mets games sometimes. So
that's cool, man. That's cool. We used to have a small market team here, and we used to go to the beer garden all the time. It was right down the third base line. The beer garden was right by the outfield and the third base line. And I almost got hit. Well, I did get hit by a ball. My daughter is the one that almost got hit. I had her in my lap, and I saw it coming in. That two sports you've got to watch what's going on when it's in play. You've got to watch baseball, and you've got to watch hockey because you can get hit by something very hard if you don't.
Yes.
And sure enough, it was coming in on her, and I just switched her to my other arm, and I got hit in the hip with a baseball. But it was a high arcer, so when it had lost all its momentum when it was coming down.
That's the reason why whenever I would go to a game, I would take my glove because you would have some balls coming out of nowhere.
That's for sure, man. You always take your glove with you, man.
I always took my glove to a game.
We all know Jed likes the balls.
Yeah. There you go. All right, boys and girls. It's time for some people's favorite part of this show. It's time for to celebrate one of our favorite celebrities these days.
And who?
How do you want me to handle the Sydney issue?
The Sydney issue? Well, we should have a consensus on how the White House is going to handle it. Well, I certainly hope the Sydney issue refers in some way to a problem that we're having with Australia, because if it's anything other than that,
Mr. President, Ms.
Sweeney?
See you.
Have her come in, please. I am finished here.
Yes, sir.
There is no Sydney issue.
It's time for the Sweeney Spot. What's going on, fellers? Not much in her world this week. Not much in her world at all. As a matter of fact, I got everything off of Twitter.
Oh, yeah, I did
my man Jed found this. Apparently, she's been doing a photo shoot for some bikini company, and there's a lot of stuff of that coming out here lately. So let's check this one out. It's off of Mirthful Moments.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Hey, low spec. He came here right on time.
I'm so happy you love the first drop of my collection of Frankie's bikinis. We have more dreamy pieces coming our way, so tap to sign up for early access so you can get more information. I'm so
there
happy
you go.
You love the first drop of my collection of Frankie's bikinis.
What did she say?
Dreamy pieces.
Not sure what she's saying.
I don't know what she's saying either. I just found it and grabbed it and was like, this is going to be on Wednesday's show.
No, this is Frankie's Bikinis, so I guess you need to search that right there. Frankie's Bikinis. Let me put that in the chat for you.
that wasn't really
she said
a real
something
question,
about having more combinations or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
so.
what did she say?
I wasn't really asking. That was for comedy. That was not a.
Now I saw this. I get a lot. I don't know if you guys follow Ash, but they're always putting polls out, and I loved this one I saw earlier this today. It said, "Spend the night with Sydney Sweeney," or Ash versus Evil Dead season 4, and the comments are very cool. How about Sydney Sweeney in season 4? And Ash says sold. I'm sorry, Bruce. I love you, but it's Sydney we're talking about. I'm sure you'll understand. And one of my favorite ones is right here. If you've ever watched these Evil Dead movies, you know what he's talking about. He said, I'll probably go with what Ash would go with and take the pretty lady. Hail to the king, baby. Laugh out loud. So, yeah, I think I'd take this side. I don't know. Maybe it's just what she's wearing. But you can check her out on Twitter here. And I checked her Instagram, guys, and she's got nothing new going on. So I guess she's enjoying her new place in Florida, with her new beach mobile and all of that stuff. So
yeah, because I really did look for stuff this week.
Do what? What'd you say?
I did look for stuff this week.
Yeah,
the minute that popped up, I was looking for shit because Kay was in my ear in the background.
You didn't meet her at a spring training, Ted? One person you didn't meet at a spring training?
Let's see. One, she did a movie called The Voyeurs Need to Look.
We mentioned that. We mentioned it.
That.
I definitely mentioned it.
I'm not showing any of that on here, but yeah.
Yes. That is a crazy movie.
Is that really a bikini or is that lingerie because she's wearing stockings? She's talking about Frankie's bikinis. That's all I can tell you. I don't know. Looked like a bikini to me. All right, boys and girls. Now, it has come time for us to review this episode of The Acolyte. So I'm going to throw up this right here to let you guys know that we're going to talk spoilers now about The Acolyte. Okay. And when you see this thumbnail again, the spoilers are going to be done. And I don't think it's going to take us very long.
Throwing up is an appropriate term for this show, I assume.
What is it now?
Throwing up is an appropriate term for the show, I assume.
No shit, really? I know, right?
Oh my God. Look, this week's episode, first of all, I didn't like last week's episode, that's for sure. But this week's episode, it just, I don't know, me and Knock were talking pregame and it could have been 5 minutes in the next episode. I mean, nothing happened. I put on the thumbnail, you see, I put on the thumbnail there, hiking with pronouns. And that's basically what we got. friggin' now. I do have to say, and I'm going to throw this article up real quick. I did like this character here, the tracker. What's his name? Basil? Is that his name? I did like that new character. I thought he was cool. Apparently, he runs on smell because he was sniffing like crazy, and he was, all the Jedi were following him to find which one is it that's the bad guy? May, right? May's the one that's bad, and
aren't they all bad?
No. But anyway, they were using this guy. Now, I would have thought using the Force, you could have felt him, but I'm beginning to wonder.
God forbid you think on that one.
I'm beginning to wonder if I even know what's going on in the Star Wars universe anymore, because
I can explain that one away.
Okay, go. Tell me.
I didn't know if you want to do it now. Well, okay, there could be a myriad of reasons why.
Okay.
Remember that he chose this planet to hide away in, right?
Yeah.
And there's always a reason for that. Either there's some kind of neutralizing agent there. There could be something of the dark side, like Yoda.
Mm-hmm.
Where something is negating his good side.
Gotcha.
It could have been the amount of life that was there, so it wouldn't have been an easy find. He could have been masked by that. And Jedi can actually, and the Sith are more known for this, but you can actually dampen your Force essence, so you're harder to detect.
Okay.
That's true.
Yeah, see, this is stuff that you guys that know all the stuff outside the movies would know.
Yeah.
And
so but your smell, on the other hand, that's something different.
Yeah.
It's different.
And here's the thing. I look at E-Clay. No, the Jedi are bad. Yeah.
The Jedi are Sith.
And they're trying to, and I've seen moments in the show where they try and make them look bad. And I'm like, no, that's not how this works. But I just wanted to point out that I liked that character right there. I thought he was cool looking. But here's the things that just really make me shake my head. And it goes back to the second episode. Why is this guy that developed poisons to kill the fucking dude in the second episode still walking around without shackles on him? Why was he not arrested? I don't understand. But he's apparently May's guy running around with him, and then May, for some reason, has a change of heart, just out of the fucking blue. Just out of the blue, says, I don't want to kill him anymore. I don't have to kill him, blah, 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 blah. And she's going to go find her sister. Where in the fuck did that come from? What instigated that? It was like watching Bert on Soap turn himself invisible. I'm good now. I didn't get that at all. I was like, what in the fuck is going on here? And the worst thing, guys, after we're watching these guys have a bunch of meaningless conversations, and by the way, the guy with or guy, girl, whatever it is, that's been talking to OSHA, and I think it's so funny. Anybody that's worked in an industrial atmosphere, OSHA, if you don't know what that stands for, in the real world, it's Occupational Safety and Health Administration. I just think it's funny she's got that name. The one she's been talking to with the David Bowie orange makeup is going to get whacked. She's going to get whacked. I would be willing to, if I was a betting man, I would be willing to bet a paycheck that she's going to get whacked in the next episode in the fight that never happens in this episode. We watch them have these stupid conversations and all this stupid shit go on. And then when it's finally time for Smilo Ren to throw down with the 5 Jedi Masters that have shown up, credits. What the fuck?
Wait, they're just going to have the fight in the background, Joe.
I'm like, how long was it, Knock? Was it even a half an hour?
The time for that one was technically 35 minutes, but you got 2 minutes of intro, flashback, and then you got 5 minutes of credits. So I mean, it was like 30 minutes.
So that's my take on it. I told you it's going to be rather short. I didn't hate this. It was just, like I said, it could have been 5 minutes and then add the next episode in there. I did, and some stuff I just don't understand. Why is the poison maker walking around and not in jail? And why did May decide to flip sides? I don't understand. But maybe you can explain it to me, man. Go. Let's see what you think of it.
I can't explain the shitty writing.
Yeah. And that's been your problem from the beginning.
That's been the worst. Everything about this show, like production wise, that was a real play. Where was that? I saw somewhere where was it? I think that was in Wales, where they were hiking. Like, it's a gorgeous area.
Yeah, it was.
It was beautiful.
Yeah, it was.
And so it was cool. And then, so the production is so good in this series. It's just the shitty writing. It's just who do they give? What AI wrote this shit? Like,
right?
Like it's just awful. And I know there's a lot of Star Wars fans mad right now because Ki-Adi-Mundi was portrayed in this show, which I know that'll go over your head, Joe. But he was a Jedi Master in the original, or not, in the prequel movies.
Okay.
And a lot of fans are mad because he technically wasn't alive yet, according to extended universe
canon. Is he the cone-head looking motherfucker?
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
Okay. I know I recognize him from somewhere.
Yeah, according to extended universe canon, he was born in like the year 83 or something like that, and this pre-Yavin, or before Yavin, and apparently, this is like 100 and something years before. So there's a bunch of fans that are up in arms. Me personally, I don't give a shit about this guy, so I don't care that they're retconning his age. And stuff like that.
That's small potatoes.
Well, just understand that right. Yeah, they're just I feel like that's one of those things that I can see why people, because it is a change of established Star Wars history. Right?
So I have something that fits in with this actually.
Okay.
Right? Because
go ahead.
This is trending on Twitter right now.
What's that?
Okay, all this stuff that's going on
Mm-hmm.
right here. Okay, so you have Anna. She's been talking about it right here. Anna's been talking about it. Wikipedia changed the birthday of Ki-Adi-Mundi to cover up the blatant disregard lore by the Acolyte. He wasn't born until 40 years after the events of the Acolyte, but they put him in the show.
I love how you called it the Apocalypse.
No, it is a fucking apocalypse. Absolute fucking disgrace and insult to George. And then there's OG Star Wars, so they not only forget in the age of destroying of Ki-Adi-Mundi, he is now a liar for only hiding about the Sith, hiding info about the witches using the dark side. This also further creates Jedi and George's story, and then we have Tugs,
Yeah.
Everybody that knows their shit on our side of the pond.
I get it. Yes, everybody wants to hate on it. It is the flavor of the month right now. It's content.
Yep,
good for them.
it is.
Anyways.
Yep.
This guy changing his birthday. I mean, come on. Who really cares? Understand that the extended universe.
There are bigger problems with this.
Yeah, there's different issues with this.
Problems.
The change, retconning of certain things is going to happen. Understand now. Everyone, wants to just. And we played the clip of George Lucas back, last week and everything.
Oh yeah.
He doesn't own this anymore. As much as I hate it.
Yeah.
Disney has to. They don't have to, but they're gonna change things. Okay, and something about some guy born 40 years early. Who gives a shit? Like it's not. And I get that there's things that you don't want to take away, you don't want to add to, you don't want to change, because Star Wars, the more you change, the more less and further away you're going to get from Star Wars.
Right. That's a fact, and that's one of the big problems.
But when you're looking at what was the other thing on there? It was Ki-Adi-Mundi, and there was what was the other thing in the article I was going to say something about?
I don't know.
Can you pull that back up again real quick? It was a point that I wanted to make.
Pull it back up there, Jed.
Oh, the one I have.
Yeah. Pull up the Twitter thread real quick.
Okay, just a second.
It was something else that was on there that I wanted to mention.
Okay, here we go. Which one? Anna's stuff?
Let's see.
Or was it OG?
Yeah. So I'm sorry. I do remember now. Ki-Adi-Mundi says in the prequel series, the Sith haven't been seen for millennium. I mean, look, if everybody wants to take every single line in that as just, and I get like you, Joe, you're like, all my canon is the movies, right? I get that.
Right. Mm-hmm.
But there's just certain things where it's like, okay, he says that, but what does he mean, right? We still don't know this is actually Sith, right? We don't
true.
actually know this is Sith. And why would he mention witches? They stamp them out. Why would he care about that? Why would that equate to him lying or changing or retconning something when witches aren't considered Sith? Okay. So why would that even matter? And then the fact that we still don't know that this is Sith, we don't know, we know nothing about this dark side user. So and if it could be different, if this turns out to be an actual Sith,
I can tell you who it is.
I could get it, but until this whole the Sith haven't been seen for a millennium, they're not the only ones that use a fucking red lightsaber. This makes no sense. There's nothing to indicate that this guy is actually Sith, other than a few spoken words by May, citing the Sith code. But everyone bastardized some form of religion or whatever for their own means. So I'm still unconvinced this is 100% Sith.
Right. Okay.
It could just be something, and they even mentioned it in their Splinter group. They even mentioned it in the show.
Okay, we will continue this conversation in just a second, but give us your thoughts. Let's wrap up the spoiler part of the review of the show. Tell me what you thought of it.
I thought it was kind of a waste that the Wookiee had all this time, and I don't care for how easy these masters are getting killed. But 3 down, 1 to go, I guess. Yeah. I guess they're setting up for May to fight the Soul for. Not that she wants to do it anymore. All of a sudden, because of her bipolarism.
Can you explain that one to me?
I've heard some rumors and stuff about May and Osha possibly being the same person. And
a Fight Club type situation?
Absolutely. That's the exact phrase that was used.
Wow.
And sort of a force projection like Luke has done in the movies. So, yeah, I don't know how much that is true. It is something to consider. It is a theory, obviously. It's just a theory. But, it's kind of interesting. So, I think there's still a lot of backstory that we guys do. There's still intrigue. I do want to see. I'm still trying to figure out where the hell Yord's apprentice is. I mentioned this in the pre-show, but there's a whole character that's just been completely cut out of the show for no reason whatsoever. Mm-hmm. As it stands with a Jedi apprentice not being anywhere near their master, which makes no sense to me. But
my man, Clay Thomas said
he is preaching the truth right there. Preaching the truth.
The episode itself, I thought the episode was pretty cool. As far as using the tracking down the Wookiee, it was definitely very short.
I did like the new character. I did like him.
Yeah, I feel like it's like, well, they made it shorter so they can make less mistakes. That's what it seems like. They can't screw up if it's shorter, right? As much, So I don't know, but they definitely. Hopefully, this next one's a little longer. I'm hoping we'll actually get some kind of a hint of what this is actually Sith, or if it's just a guy with a red lightsaber. I would really like to know, because for all we know, this is just the mom. Dressed up as zipper person and just playing acting to try to get rid of the idea of the Jedi kind of thing, trying to undermine them kind of thing.
Yeah, and I'm
still not convinced it's it. That's all.
I hear you. And I'm starting to think, just like you were saying last week after that horrendous episode, that we were seeing one perspective of it. And I think you may be right on the mark that we're going to see a different perspective of it, probably from Smilo Ren's perspective, because I think that's her. The only other explanation would be that idiot that's running around making poisons for this bitch, and I really hope it's not that.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, I think it would be a bigger surprise if it's not one of those two. Yeah. I think it would be an even bigger surprise, but they're not creative at all. It's going to be one of those two.
It's bad writing. The shame of it is there are some good actors here. There are some really good actors here. They're being wasted.
They killed off really one in 5 minutes.
It's
we finally get a Jedi Wookiee, and we don't get him for more than a couple minutes.
Right.
It's just
it's
all the things we want just get taken away. And so and we'll get into it after. Now, by the way, the one last thing we have to mention, because you put it in your title. They mentioned that the pronouns. And it was really just.
Let me finish. Let me go ahead and mark for spoilers to be done. Hang on.
Well, this is
all right. So spoilers are done. All right. Now, this is not a spoiler. This is not a spoiler. We know there's a tracking character in there, and when they were talking about him, they said he or they. I'm like, first of all, I think they is one of the stupidest pronouns I've ever heard of. They implies plural. Are you more than one person? No, you're not.
Yeah, because they're fucking psychotic.
But on top of that, I mean, this is Star Wars. We're supposed to be in a galaxy far, far away. It's not supposed to be what's going on in the world today.
Yeah,
And
but they
keep
do it.
putting that shit in this show, and I'm just like,
Now, to be fair, we have to be clear on this.
Yes.
They said it was a he. Okay.
Right.
There was no they, and really you could have inserted instead of they, it, for the way it was mentioned.
Right.
Is he or they with us? What's going on? Like, so I don't know. I felt it was I knew it was going to blow people's mind when they saw that, but
it didn't blow my mind. It made me just want to turn the damn thing off, dude.
I was like that. For me, it was like, that's it. That's what people. And I knew people were going to blow up about it, but I was like, that was it. It just one little mention, and they would like right away. It was like he is the tracker or whatever like that. So it was very clear cut that this was not anything to be confused with, any kind of other pronoun or whatever.
Well, I did want to highlight this one from Ariel. She said, "You guys do know that Disney doesn't allow the
no
stuff.
shit.
We
right,
know that
Ariel?
already, chick. We know that already." But yeah, man. The thing I hated most about this show was some of the goofy writing, but what a shitty way to do a cliffhanger ending, man. What a shitty way. We finally get what we want. Lightsabers are out, baby.
To be fair, I think that is an actual good cliffhanger right there.
No.
I may not like that you're doing it, but I do think it is proper for that.
Now, I did make this meme for that one scene though earlier today, and according to Knock, he said he's seen this everywhere, but I actually made this one with my own two hands on my phone.
It might have just been yours, and I saw it on Facebook.
But
because you posted everywhere,
I couldn't help myself, man. Sign of the times, 1999. One master and his apprentice take on the Trade Federation blockade, and in 2024, 5 masters go to protect one of their own against a martial arts girl. It just sounds out of whack to me, man. But here's the thing about this show that is just irking the fuck out of me, and we do need to talk about the Rotten Tomato score on this thing. It's down to 14%. It is bad.
Yeah.
The audience score. Now there is a review bombing aspect, but it's on both sides, if you ask me. We've got Paige Shills on the critics side, amping it up to 83. Would you agree that's an 83 show we're watching? Knock?
No. I'd say at best it's like a 60.
Yeah, right. But at the same time, I don't think it's all the way down to 14. I think that's definitely.
I don't think you cannot take away everything from this show.
Yeah.
Because of just the production is there, the money. There's a lot of money going into the show, and it's clearly showing. Okay, this show is not cheap. All right, from what I've seen so far, the creatures are great. The production is great. Everything else is awesome. It's the shitty writing. That's all it is.
Do you know they spent more money on this show than they did on Doom 2, Part 2? Yeah.
What is it now? Say that again. I'm sorry.
I was watching a video. And
180 million. Yes, we discussed the budget. Yes.
Yeah, the budget was more than Doom Part 2.
Well, that's Disney though. They spend They spend like drunken sailors, dude. You know this already.
And you know it's all just a money
they spent
laundering.
$300 million on the Marvels, bro.
Dude, it's all a money laundering thing for them.
Well, it could be. We don't know that for sure, but yeah. In the case of the Marvels, I would say, yeah, that's a good. That's probably.
And I mean, for this one, Harvey Weinstein has a lot of lawyers to pay for, so the money goes to Acolyte, right, which goes to Leslie, and then Leslie goes to Harvey Weinstein. That's my line, and that's what I'm thinking.
There you go.
She was his right hand man.
Hats on, guys.
Think about
Harvey
it.
Weinstein's getting paid by Disney. There you go.
Yeah. I'll get paid by Disney for years, dude.
We don't know. It probably
No,
happened,
I have no idea. I just
Yeah.
think it'd be funny.
But it's definitely, I mean, dude, we're getting headlines like this one right here. I mean, hang on a second. Let me get this out of here. Star Wars fans abandon ship as Disney Plus brings the lesbian space witches. And that's from the Washington Times wrote this article. I mean, yikes. But then we've also got the shills out there that are defending it. So, I mean, you really can't have an opinion on it unless you watch it. And my opinion of this show is just like Knox. The writing is bad, but the production is good. It does look good. It's sexy looking for sure, but you know,
E-Clay, E-Clay, we know. We discussed that before the show. We know what the 83% means. Yeah, it means that 83% of the critics gave a positive review, and that could have been a 3 out of 5.
And that's what. No. Well,
that.
I mean, you look at it. There's a lot more. There's a lot.
No, it's really if it's a 3 out of 5, that's a positive. That's more of a positive. If it was less than 2.5, less than 50%, that's a negative review. That's how they score it.
Right.
See, I don't have to look at this to know the writing's going to be bad. We have past history of all their other Disney bullshit that they put out to know the writing's going to be bad.
But we can hold out hope that they're going to
hope.
Okay, now
I mean,
tell me to fuck off about hope. That's what Star Wars is all about. Is hope.
But they took it away, just like they fucking Disney destroyed Doctor Who too.
Well, they may decide they want to make money one day and start doing it better.
Well, was Andor bad writing?
No.
So I mean, you can't say it's all Disney. Was
not
Bad
all
Batch
of it has
bad
been
writing?
bad.
Was Clone Wars bad writing?
One in particular. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Knock.
Was the first couple seasons of Mandalorian? Were those bad writing? I don't think. I don't agree with your assessment as everything Star Wars has been shit.
Everything recently. Everything.
I just pointed out like some shows. Okay, point out all the bad shows right now versus all the good shows.
Gutter piece of shit. It's just
which ones have you actually watched? Yeah, that's the other question.
I've watched a ton of the shit, dude. I was in line
the new
for
stuff.
fucking Last Jedi when they did that disastrous bullshit.
Okay. I'm not
Last
talking
Jedi
about
was my
Last
favorite
Jedi.
of the sequels.
Last Jedi. Last Jedi has good and bad things. It has.
They killed off the dumb characters, and I was fine with that.
Yeah. It's just what they did to Luke Skywalker was kind of.
Yeah, they turned him into a bitch, which he wasn't.
That was J.J. Abrams that turned him into a bitch. To start with, they turned him into one to start with.
Okay, so he may have been a complainer in the very first, but dude, he turned into a badass Jedi that took on Vader and the Empire and told them and brought him back.
Jed, we're getting off track here. We're talking about recent Star Wars on Disney Plus. We're not talking about that shitty sequel.
But I know
trilogy sequel. We're not talking about that.
It all blends in because they keep pulling them from the member berries. Like, hey, you remember?
No, Andor isn't like that. Andor, first of all, it was 12 episodes. They were all an hour long. None of them were short. It was a very well written.
They were very long. It was very long.
It was
slow
almost
burn.
turned it off because he was bored to death after 3 episodes.
Yeah.
But it was a slow burn. By the end of the show, you were invested in the character.
Once they started getting into the behind the scenes of the Empire, I was hooked.
Yeah, Book of Blubberfat. I'm with you on that one, man. I watched one episode of that.
And in the Powerless Race, they disgrace Boba Fett.
Joe, do you like Mandalorian, the show in general?
What?
Me?
Yes.
Yeah, I did like it. Yeah.
So you got to watch the last couple episodes of Boba Fett. Yeah,
that's what I've heard.
It literally does turn into Bando 2.5.
That is another thing that's stupid about that show.
No, it is. But I'm telling you, it makes it because it deals with him in the dark saber.
Yeah, I heard it tells you why he didn't stay with Luke, right? And that kind of thing. Yeah, I know I've got to check that out. But dude, when I saw those Power Ranger fucking crack rocket kids,
what's funny? I really dug that because I was a Power Ranger guy. I didn't like the way they looked like they were going 5 miles an hour. It was really dumb. But the actual look of them, I like so dug it because I was a big Power Ranger guy when I was growing up. The original Power Rangers, I just the color just like popped out at me. Like, that's so
to be
cool.
fair, let me for those of you that don't know this already, that are watching this for the first time, what you got on directly to my left here is Knock, who he's OCD when it comes to lore. He's going to watch everything that has a Star Wars tag on it so he can know what they've put out so that he can deduce everything about the lore. He's a lore fanatic when it comes to Star Wars. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
Jed, on the other hand, my fella down below Knock, has checked out of Star Wars. They have ruined it for him. And both of their perspectives are completely valid. And there's a lot of people that have checked out of Star Wars completely because of some of the stuff they've done with the stories, the lore that they've tried to crack and mess up. And the Last Jedi really was a start of a bunch of stuff that I can't watch that friggin' third movie. I can't watch Rise of Skywalker.
No.
It is just
I walked out. I'm like, I had a buddy that drug me to
You
it.
walked out of it. You actually went to see it? Wow.
I had somebody that dragged me. He goes, dude, I don't want to go by myself. And dude, and I'm like, okay. I was like, dude, I went ballistic on YouTube. He goes, yeah, I saw your show. I saw your show about The Last Jedi on YouTube. You went ballistic.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what makes you think? He goes, dude, I'll pay you. I'll buy popcorn, all this other. I'm like, okay. He goes, maybe it's not going to be so bad. Yeah. I fucking left him in the theater.
Dude, as soon as I saw that Palpatine was back, I was like, oh my God, you're kidding me. They're tapping into that again.
At that point, I was trying, you know. Mm-hmm. Now I'm expecting pure bullshit in Doctor Who and Star Wars every single time now.
Yeah. Hey, Jay, what do you think about Doctor Who? I'm just kind of
curious. He's broke, Jed. Don't let him get you.
You know, I've only actually walked out of one movie before, and it wasn't for me. It was because of my buddy. Aragon was apparently the worst adaptation from a book. I never read the books. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you know about Aragon. It's the Dragon movie.
I heard it was bad. I didn't see it.
I didn't know anything about it. I was fine. I was like, okay, I'm going to watch a movie about a dragon, whatever, cool. And he was a big time book. He liked the book a lot. So when he walked out of it, it was like 10 minutes in, and we walked out. I was like, well, what's wrong? He's like, oh, that movie's awful. It's terrible. And we ended up walking into because it was a bunch of kids working there, so they didn't really affect it. So we went ahead and watched. So what was the Mel Gibson Apocalypto?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's pretty decent.
We ended up watching that, and it was a great movie. So
that Apocalypto.
I heard it's awesome. Great, but once again, subtitles, man, I can't see.
Yeah, and that's one of those movies. Like one time you watch it once, like Schindler's List. Like,
really? It's that kind of movie?
Yeah.
It's that kind of movie? Wow, man. Wow.
It's a pretty good movie. Yeah, it's pretty decent.
It's pretty good.
It's on that level, but it's good.
Well, final words on Acolyte. I got to tell you, it's becoming, it's not predictable. I can tell you that because some of these decisions they're making with the story are bizarre to me. And we're not going to bring them up again because the spoilers are off, but you guys know what I thought of that definite curveball that was thrown in this show. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. But am I intrigued? No, I'm not intrigued. I already know who the bad guy is. If it's anybody else, I'll be shocked. But then again, the way they're writing this thing, it could be fucking Jar Jar Binks for all I know. Shit, I don't know.
Man, don't disgrace my man even further.
I'm just saying, the way they're writing this show, there's no telling who Smilo Ren is. So
I love Vince's comment right there. He goes, "I'm currently watching Super Sentai. Super Sentai and Kamen Rider are awesome." Okay. So, congratulations to you, brother.
Okay. Very cool, man.
There's a channel here on YouTube that's doing constant marathons.
Yeah.
Marathons of what?
Kamen Rider, Super Sentai, Godzilla movie.
Yeah, Ultraman. It's fucking awesome. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. There you go, E-Clay. The bad guy is the girl's little robot droid. That's it. You mean her tricorder? Is that what you're talking about? Yeah. Okay. That's a tricorder from Star Trek. Of course.
Hey, by the way, just a random segue here.
Yeah.
Am I the only one that knew that Ryan Gosling was going to be Ghost Rider?
When was that announced?
Apparently today.
I didn't see it today.
Hang on.
I didn't see it either.
Hang on. Well, I've got the controls for this, so you check it out real quick and show it to us there, buddy. Knock, find it for me.
But I'm going to keep watching the show.
Yeah, I know you are.
More power to you, brother.
I know you are.
There's been nothing that's really going to turn me off of this so far, other than it is shit writing, but I feel like there's enough there for me to be intrigued. I do want to see if this is. I'm really hoping that this is not an actual Sith, but we'll see. Right. Because they picked the worst apprentice she possibly could.
Yeah.
We don't poo-poo people for what they watch unless you're.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I'll never get mad at Knock for.
I'm not.
Because he is able to tell me about the stuff I don't know about.
Yeah, I'm not. I've never been pissed. It's just I have a different perspective.
Jed's never been pissed. Where's that content warning under there? Context. This has proven to be a lie.
If the Force was real, you'd be so far on the dark side that you'd make it.
All right.
Well, it's just a rumor. I don't know. I just happened to see that earlier.
Hey, baby, what's up?
Well, we'll check it out. If it is something, we will talk about it next week. Right now, we've got another show that I finally got on board with, and we marathoned it. Me and my wife recently, Game of Thrones, and we got all the way through the House of the Dragon. Well, the House of the Dragon started up its second season. Boys and girls, and the first episode was pretty good.
Indubitably.
Once again, we're going to talk spoilers here, guys, for people that haven't seen it. So let me put up the thumbnail one more time. If you haven't seen House of the Dragon episode 1 yet, then just hang out for a second.
Yeah.
When you see this thumbnail again, we will be done talking spoilers. Now, what's the best way I can explain this? Never send retards to do a man's job. I knew, guys, that sending that guy. Excuse me. Tell me the prince's name. The brother of the queen. What's his name?
Aegon?
Aegon. That's it.
Yeah, Aegon.
Okay.
Yeah.
So him sending that fella into the castle.
Rat catcher.
Yeah, to go kill the kid with the eye patch, right? For revenge.
Yeah.
I knew that
was. You're talking about Damon sending.
There you go, Damon. That's it. I knew
Aegon's the king.
He's the king. Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Edmund is the one.
Some of these guys' names I just can't get a handle on. But anyway, Damon. Yeah, him sending the rat catcher in with the other guy to get the eye patch dude. Eye patch McBain, I've been calling him. That was a stupid move. I knew it was right out the gate. That was, and whenever they killed the kid, I was like, oh my god, okay,
Yeah.
all right, yeah, this is which is bound to happen. It's going to escalate things. But I thought the episode was good. We had the grieving process for mom there. The queen or the princess, depending on which team you're on. But she did find parts of the body in her son's cloak. So she got closure on that. And she's making plans.
It's the House Green versus House Black.
She plans to make a plan.
She plans to make a plan. That's it. Yeah, she's taking her time with it, but she said she wanted that kid's head, right? And so of course Damon jumping on that. Damon's just chomping at the bit. I thought he was going to be just an evil dude at the beginning of it, and I'm not so sure. I do know that he's not a man of high morals.
No,
but
he's one of those. Some people want to watch the world burn.
Yes,
he's one of those kind of guys.
Exactly, he's a joker, no doubt about it. That's for sure. And I'm enjoying him. I thought it was dumb of him to send them into the castle, though. I'm like, dude, they're not going to get that. They're not going to get him, but they did get the son of the king, and that's wow, man.
Got his heir.
Yeah, that's not cool. All we have on Rotten Tomatoes right now is some reviewer scores, and it's 100% on that, but that'll change. It's only 16 reviews, so
Yeah, you got to let a bunch more.
Yeah, we can't really tell anything by those, but myself, I thought it was a good show. I thought they did well with it. Of course, I don't know the story. I haven't read these books, so but I did.
This is all from one book.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's really okay?
Yeah.
So they're taking several seasons to do one book.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay.
Have you seen The Hobbit? They can stretch things out if they want to.
Yeah. Why did you, now that's a trigger point for me, Knock. Damn it. Yeah. I unfortunately I did see The Hobbit. Yeah.
No, I like the movies. Yeah, I like them. As you're saying, they can stretch things out if they want to.
Yeah,
well, they are little, so you got to stretch them out. So
Once again, we're looking at somebody that knows the lore, right? And somebody that doesn't, and just being entertained, and he enjoyed it. Yeah, that's nothing wrong with that, man. Absolutely. But what did you guys think of this episode? Starting with Knock, what did you think of this one?
Yeah, it was fine. I think the whole time they were up there, I was like, dude, why don't they just kill both kids? I don't know what is this? They only killed one. They didn't even find the guy.
Which one's the boy?
Which one's the boy? Like, really, guys? Come on, yeah. Check for a cork. Like, I'm sure something hard. Come on, I just thought, like, oh no, don't trust her. She's clearly lying. And apparently she wasn't, which is kind of funny in its own right. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that skit, but there's a skit out there where two burglars break into a home of a family of four or whatever, and they got the mom and dad at gunpoint. They're like, choose a kid to die, and like, oh, I don't want to do it, I can't choose. And they're like, you have to, or I'll murder everyone. And so he picks that one, and then the robbers like take off their masks, like, look, they chose you to die, and they just like leave, and it's just like awkward. They didn't kill anybody. They just like they picked you to die. You can live with that now.
Yeah. Wasn't there a movie like that too?
Yeah, I'm sure there was. I just remember a particular skit about it.
Knock at the cabin door. Where they, yeah, basically that's where these cult, if you, for lack of a better word, shows up at this cabin where this gay couple's staying with their kid, and basically they got to pick someone to die in order to stop the apocalypse.
Yeah, I remember it because is Batista in it too.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, that was Well, this was some comedy skit, so it wasn't.
Movie,
it's definitely not what I was referring to, but yeah, it's the same concept.
I actually thought it was pretty good. I liked it.
Yeah, it wasn't that bad, but it wasn't that great either.
I know there's a movie about it, but that's not what I was referring to. It is like it's one of those the college humor kind of skits.
Yeah.
So it was something like that. It wasn't an actual movie or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Jed, did you see it or?
I watched the first season of the first season.
No, we're talking about the first.
Yeah, but I haven't watched any of the second season. But it
just dropped. You
like 2 days ago,
dude.
I'm like
Sunday.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I was just like with original Game of Thrones, I was pumped every single time an episode. But this one, I'm just like, yeah.
All right, so let's go ahead and let everybody know that we're done talking about spoilers, and we'll go ahead.
We can't talk about the other show because someone decided not to watch it.
Nah,
I did all my homework, but they couldn't do their homework. The Boys.
Oh yeah. Well,
yeah,
I haven't got to watch it yet.
Let me tell you what we're gonna do with The Boys, guys, because I'm a season behind on The Boys. I've only seen the first 2 seasons.
Okay.
So what we're gonna do is when the season is over, we'll talk about that.
We can't even discuss the controversy going on right now because you don't see it.
Well, I mean, I've seen apparently this thing's gotten woke. Apparently, according to what I'm reading. So
It's-
yeah, but it's fine. You can talk spoilers with me. It's just the rest of
The
them.
boys I heard went south.
Went south. That's what I'm
well,
hearing.
there's
too.
definitely a lot of political connotations in this one, for sure.
Yeah.
They're
Well,
basically
how
the
can there
crazy
not
gun
be?
nuts, and the crazy gun. Like I think the main chick in it that's joined the seven. She's a big political person. She's based off of what's her name, Marjorie Taylor Greene.
So they really.
Oh
just
my
milked
gosh!
it.
Yeah, so like they went full on. This side is Republican, this side is Democrat.
I'd be interested to find out what a comic book guy would say about that.
Okay, because I have the whole series of the boys, and they went off script already.
Oh yeah.
I have all the books.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
Well,
they went far off script now.
That's why I'm saying here at whenever it's completely over with this season, then we'll do a review of the entire season.
Okay.
Because like I said, I still got to catch up, man. I'm sorry, guys. It's just this is one that got under the radar, and actually, my wife doesn't like the boys. That's my problem.
I
mean,
don't
the
think
person I
Kay would
watch
like
this
it
stuff
either.
with doesn't like it. So, I enjoyed the first 2 seasons of it, though.
Yeah, they were awesome.
But I did want to share this with you before we get off the topic of Game of Thrones. There's apparently another spinoff that they're doing.
Yeah. I saw that. Yeah.
Game of Thrones spinoff, A Knight of the Seven Kingdoms, casts Peter Claffey and Dexter Ansel in lead roles, and
no idea who those are.
Yeah,
Okay,
I don't either.
Okay, if you're trying to put their names on it, maybe people should know who they are.
Right. You might want to be able to tell who these people are. Yeah, no doubt about it. But there is another article that they had today on it. Let's see.
Yeah, who are they? Because are they from the first series or like?
I do not know, man.
Backwards or forwards?
These guys are. We can look them up on IMDb.
Set a century before the events of Game of Thrones.
Yeah, it's 1,000 years before Game of Thrones. Yep. Yeah, it's another one that's pre the stuff.
I just want, they promised us they were going to do shit afterwards, and I want to see that.
Well, promise that.
You can thank George R.R. Martin for that.
Yeah.
But then again, he didn't even finish the fucking story that everybody was watching.
This motherfucker's been sitting on that book for 10 years. I'm in John's camp. He's already wrote these fucking books, and when he dies, it's gonna get shipped out. I'm in John's camp with this.
Yeah, I flat out refuse to read them at this point.
Yeah, I'm in John. He has them. He's written them, and he's waiting until he dies, and then he's gonna put them out.
Yeah.
He's gonna use that to milk the fame. That's why he's doing everything else.
Yep, I'm in John's camp on this one.
Wow.
He's making up more names for Elden Ring characters.
He's pretty much in the same boat as George Lucas at this point, right? He's just collecting cash from all this shit. So why does he need to do anything?
He hasn't sold it to Disney yet, so
no, he hasn't.
Maybe once he has, then the movie. Then
stop that! Don't give him ideas, man. Don't give him ideas. But yeah, I think it's going to be good. This series seems to be doing well so far, so I'm looking forward to it.
Nothing to poo-pooing on except for slight things so far. So.
Yeah. Okay. Well, listen, Knock, do you want to start that list that you got for us on the
we can. I got
best
a couple
TV shows ever? We can get started on it and wrap it up next time.
I had two, but I'm going to use the one. I think I like this one better, so I'm going to go with this one.
Go with the one that you like, buddy. We're going to talk about some of the greatest television shows of all time.
Now, take these with a grain of salt, guys. This is not our list. This is just a list.
Yes, this is a list.
Wait,
and when we talk about lists like this, we talk about it to get everybody's perspective.
No, this is just a top 100 of all times. It's EmpireOnline.com.
We're good.
This is not our top 10 favorites.
Okay, shit we used to do in the Roadhouse. Okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, we did that. Well, I told Jet probably last week, and I was like, hey, we've done movies, we've done stuff like that, video games. We never did TV shows. Yeah. We're watching a lot of TV shows right now, so I was like,
we are.
Do like a top 100 TV show.
I'm in the middle of season 5 of Yellowstone, guys. If you haven't watched Yellowstone, that's some good shit. That is a good, well-written show. I am a Taylor Sheridan fan now. I did not know I was
He was really
already.
close to saying Taylor Swift. I swear to God.
Dude,
What?
did you? You
He
said
was so close to saying Taylor Swift.
I
You
said
said
Taylor
I
Sheridan.
heard it. I heard it.
No,
Everybody.
you have PTSD when it comes to her.
No, John does. Not me.
Yeah, I know John
Dude,
does.
if anybody would have PTSD, it'd be John,
but
okay?
check it out.
He's with.
Check it out. I didn't know this, but I was already a Taylor Sheridan fan. Now, I never watched Sons of Anarchy, and that's one I may visit down the road. But
Oh, good, great show.
that's
on
what I
this
hear.
list.
That's what I hear. But if you've never seen Wind River, if you've never seen that movie, he wrote that one, and it is fantastic. All right, think of Silence of the Lambs on an Indian reservation, man.
Dude.
It is a badass movie, dude. It really is. It's Hawkeye. It's Hawkeye and Scarlet Witch together again. Only Scarlet Witch this time is an FBI agent out of her element, and Hawkeye is a tracker that kills
You
wolves.
talk
for a
about
living.
Olsen and Renner.
Yeah. Fantastic stuff, man. Check that movie out. If you like Taylor Sheridan and you haven't seen that movie, oh, yeah, good stuff. But anyway, let's get on with your list here, buddy. Go.
All right. Well, the first one here I don't recognize.
That's Leah Dunham. That's like crap.
Yeah, that's.
I don't even know what this
It-
is.
Anti-Sex in the City. Okay, so
Yeah,
all right.
it's basically that's
Either
what
way, but okay.
Yeah.
Father Ted.
Father Ted.
Now,
1995 to
Father Ted,
1998.
Fucking awesome.
we actually did a show on that over on That 70s Rock Fans channel not too long ago, and that shit is hilarious.
It
really
is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, it is. It's an older British comedy, and it's fucking great.
It's like the young ones. And
I
Are You
really
Being
recommend
Served
it,
and stuff.
no doubt.
Yeah.
I watched some of the episodes, and it's damn funny. Damn
Yeah.
funny.
All right.
Yep.
The Good Wife. I'm actually rewatching this right now. I actually really do like this show.
Yeah.
The Good Wife is basically about the one on the right. She basically her husband was the governor of whatever state it was. I can't remember. And basically there was a sex scandal.
Okay.
He got caught basically, with hookers and stuff like that. And
Hunter Biden.
basically
Hookers and blow. What's up?
Right. Pretty much.
He's like-
Yeah. So kind of blows up her whole world. She was out of work for,
It
the
blew up.
20 years for her kids and stuff like that. So she was a lawyer. She went to school to be a lawyer and all that good stuff, went on the top of the class, but, left the life to be a mom, right? A stay-at-home mom. And so this is about her comeback pretty much. She goes back to working as a lawyer, and former governor's in jail and stuff like that. So she's got 2 kids. So this is one of those ones that it scratches my lawyer itch.
Gotcha.
Which comes every once in a while, and it's just a good lawyer show.
Yep. Yeah, Ariel. Yes, absolutely. So Father, I hear you're a racist now.
I hear you're racist
What
now.
made you do that? No,
What are you
it's too funny,
freaking
man.
not to think?
You'd have to see that one. But yeah, that sounds pretty good, dude. That
We got a
one,
guest.
I might have to. Oh, look out! Who is that?
Oh,
Who is
hello.
Who is this? Who is this dude?
You're on TV, buddy.
He's looking to destroy your computer. I can see it in his
Hello.
eyes. He's a rascal. I can see it in his eyes, bro. You see it in his eyes. What a deal. Is that one of the grandkids, man?
Yeah.
Very cool.
This is Orlo.
Very cool. All right. What's next on the list there, Knoxter? What you got?
NYPD Blue.
Oh, that's an old one.
Yeah, that is
Gosh almighty. Yeah, I could see that.
93.
I could
Yeah.
see that being one of them. Jimmy Smits when he was a young man.
Yeah.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, not a show I got into.
Now, I didn't get into it either. I watched a couple of episodes. I like the guy next to Jimmy Smits. I don't know that actor's name, but he's fantastic. I've liked it. I think the first thing I ever saw him in was Die Hard 2, Die Harder.
Yeah, Die Hard 2 is awesome.
He's the head of the airport police in there that keeps fucking with Bruce Willis, and it's great, man.
Character Sipowicz.
Is that right?
Sipowicz
He's-
is the character's name.
Cranky
So
Cranky Andy Sipowicz.
That's it, man. Yeah. All right. Okay. Got it. Moving on. Narcos. I keep hearing about this show.
I do too. I haven't really got into this either.
I started it and
Apparently if
then
you
went
like-
and did other stuff. Yeah.
Apparently, if you like drug kingpins and stuff, this is the show to watch.
Yeah, you got to be
In the mood for it.
I mean, Sopranos. It's hard to meet that, man.
I still haven't watched that show yet.
Oh,
It's on my list. It's on my
that's
list,
like-
guys. Chill out,
I
it's
know
on
it
my
is. I
list,
know it is.
it-
But I just got to tell you, it's like watching a movie every week, bro. It is.
Mhm.
It is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that
no,
good.
I definitely plan to. I'm not in the mindset yet for it. That and like The Wire is another one. I hear a lot of great things about that one.
Oh, The Wire's
it's on my
awesome.
list. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's on my
Wire is
list
awesome.
for sure. It's been on my
That's
list for
one
years.
I haven't seen. That's
Yeah.
one I haven't seen. I'll have to watch that one with you.
But
Gilmore Girls.
No.
I mean,
No.
not something I'd watch, but it is definitely a big show at the time. I can see why it's on the list, but yeah,
Gotcha.
especially her right there.
Yeah. Well, we didn't say the women weren't good looking. That's for
Yeah,
sure.
right. Let's see. Brooklyn Nine-Nine is
I
very
keep
fun.
hearing this is a funny ass show.
Oh,
man.
it is a
Just-
funny
just-
ass show.
Just if you have TikTok or whatever shorts you watch, there's always going to be a ton of clips out there.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's a funny show.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, he passed away recently.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's a shame.
R.I.P.
Terry Crews is in it. He's funny. He plays the sergeant of the police station. And yeah, it's just a funny show. And on the right, she plays like a very like mean woman in this one, but in like real life, she's very bubbly and stuff. It's really
Wow.
She would have been good as like She-Hulk or some shit. Because
Really?
she would have been,
Hmm.
she would have been good, better than the other chick.
Really.
Yeah.
The
Good see
guy
that.
to the left that just passed away. The thing I
Mhm.
remember him from, man, is the second Fantastic Four movie. He was that general that hated fucking.
Yes.
Reed.
Yeah.
Couldn't stand him. Yeah. He thought he was a piece of shit.
Okay, what was that really awesome show he was in? They was all sci-fi and they had the two Earths and stuff.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
I
it
don't
was
know.
so awesome.
Don't know that one. All right, Knock. What you got? What's next?
Columbo.
Columbo.
Oh
good
well, shit.
show.
That's a classic, bro.
That's a classic show.
Scroll that back up. 1968.
68 to 2003.
That's the year my brother was born, man.
Dude, my
Damn.
grandfather loved that show.
Yeah.
What
Peter
is
Falk
this? Is this Law and Order before Law and Order?
This is well. How do I say this, man? No, it was more like Criminal Intent, bro.
Yeah.
He was like the idiot savant that could figure everything out, man. You know,
You know what, Joe?
but he was a tough guy too. You know what I
You know
mean?
what I always wanted to see? I wanted to see Kojak, Columbo, and Matlock all in one show.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah,
a
that would've been cool.
superpower team.
A crossover. yeah.
That would have been
Matt-
awesome.
Yeah.
Matlock was well after both
I
of
know,
those
but
shows.
that would have been,
Mhm. But yeah, Peter Falk was a staple of 70s and 80s TV
Yeah,
for
he
a long
was.
damn time. I got to tell you, another funny movie. If you guys have never seen it, the original In-Laws, not the new one with Michael Douglas in it, but the original one with Peter Falk and Alan
Yes.
Arkin. One of the funniest fucking movies you'll ever watch. It is hilarious. But yeah, go ahead, man. Yeah, the Columbo. If you're into old stuff like what's the lawyer show? Perry Mason. If you're into that stuff, you'll enjoy that one too.
Yeah, Perry Mason
a
was
little bit
awesome,
more
yeah.
up to date than that one though. Cheers. Well, there you go.
Yeah, that's classic.
How
It's
many
awesome.
talented people came out of that show?
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
yeah,
Norm!
that was a breeding ground for talent right there.
Yeah, it
Woody
was.
Harrelson
Just
is
like-
still and damn near. I mean, he's like the modern day Kevin Bacon, dude. He's in every other movie. You know what I'm saying?
I would see Cheers was like the breeding ground like Saturday Night Live was.
Mhm.
Cheers and Saturday Night Live were breeding grounds for just...
I've never been a real fan of Saturday Night Live.
No, I'm
Yeah,
talking
when it
about...
first started, it was not.
I'm sure
talking
it was,
about
but
70s to the 90s, not that bullshit they have today.
Yeah.
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 I always preferred Mad TV.
Yeah.
But what I really love about this, it's a Boston bar, bro.
Yeah, it is. And it's awesome.
Boston bar. It's
And
about-
they have so much
they're all
stuff that
Red
goes
Sox
on.
fans, you know,
Yeah.
that kind of thing. So yeah.
It was awesome.
Woody Harrelson, Ted Danson. That's what is that girl's name in the back? That blonde. I know Kirstie Alley took her place.
Shelley Long.
Shelley
Shelley
Long.
Long.
That's right. Yep. She never did as good in the movie.
No, she didn't.
Tried to make the jump to movies and didn't do well in it.
After
But
she
was in
left
a really
here-
funny movie with Tom Hanks called Money Pit. If you've never seen that
Yes.
one, it is fucking great.
Because she thought she would do better if she left here, and she didn't.
Yeah, she
I
was in
remember,
that show.
I remember the movie she did, Troop Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Oh, that was god awful.
Oh, that was a great movie. I've actually seen that movie. I grew up with that movie, so I will always that will always have a special
Never
special
did
place in my
become a
heart.
big star on the silver screen.
Yeah.
She should have stayed on that show.
Oh,
Okay,
shit.
go ahead, man. What we got next? Barry.
Barry. I haven't seen this one.
I have
Yeah,
no clue what that is.
it was kind of a.
It's kind of a newer one, 2018, 2023.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know much about it.
It was
Oh.
weird.
Weird. What's it about?
Okay, this.
Go ahead and go to the next one because
Nobody
Go
knows
to the
about
next
it, so
one. Yeah. I saw
None of
Red
us have any
Dwarf.
kind of thing. Red Dwarf, yeah.
Yeah. Red Dwarf. Go watch that shit. It is awesome.
yeah.
I mean, it started the year I was born, so I might have to.
Yeah, Red Dwarf is like humor, one of the British humor at its best. Like, are you being
No.
served? And like the young ones and everything else.
I always have to ask when it comes to British shows, will I understand what they're saying, or is it all?
Yes, you will.
Yes.
Yes, you will.
'Cause that's why I couldn't watch certain shows. Like what was it, Peaky Blinders? I think. Like I'm gonna have to watch that one with subtitles because I cannot understand what the fuck they're saying.
I have to make note of Ariel's connection here. Yes, Frasier was a spin-off of Cheers. He
Yeah.
was
Yeah.
the psychiatrist who used to come in there. Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna
Yeah,
be another season, Vince.
If you haven't seen this, you're a smeghead.
Yeah, you are Smeghead.
Then I'm a smeghead because I've never seen it. I've heard great
I
things about
haven't
it.
seen anything. I haven't
I've
seen
heard
this either.
really great things about
I
it.
love
Yep.
Red Dwarf.
They are going to do another season of it, apparently.
Yes,
They are.
yes.
Cool.
They're still doing
Alright.
seasons, so
It's like
I mean, they
5
did
or
it
6
twice.
years between seasons. So
yeah.
Very cool. Okay.
It's up to like 9 or 12 seasons now.
Wow.
13 or 14.
Alright.
Yeah, it's a bunch. And I still haven't
Vince says
seen
go watch it now.
Yeah, go. Vince is
Okay,
like, yeah,
I mean,
Vince is
it's a
like-
list. I'm good for a good comedy
Yeah.
and sci-fi comedy.
Yeah, that's two of my favorite things: comedy and sci-fi.
Peep
together.
Show. This
Peep
shit was
Show.
hilarious.
Really?
Okay. Yeah, it's another British show. So
I've never seen it.
Okay, yeah, I haven't seen this one either.
Never heard of it. But
it,
hey,
it-
Ed says it's good. We'll
yeah,
see.
it's funny. It's the first season and like, yeah. Well, I agree with Vince on this. The last season of Back to Earth, but then they actually went and after Back to Earth was done on Red Dwarf, it got funny again. So
All right. Moving on.
Expanse.
Yes.
I
Yes.
keep hearing good things about this
You
show.
know, this
This
one
is-
took me a long time to get into. This was a slow burn. This was on the same level as Andor for me.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was a long burn. I eventually got into it, but it took several attempts to get it.
Let's let John have his piece. here.
Go ahead, John.
This was when it was on. It was the best sci-fi on television. In
Mhm.
fact, it's better. It's the best sci-fi that was on TV since Battlestar Galactica.
Now
Yep.
it started
For
on
me, it was
Sci-Fi
Stargate,
Channel,
but
right?
yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, it was. So Stargate had recently ended, I think a couple of years before this, but there was kind of a void of good sci-fi shows because they tried a couple. Like they had a few like Killjoys and Dark Matter were a couple that they tried out. And
And
then
well,
eventually they-
actually,
Yeah,
Kill-
yeah.
Killjoys and Dark Matter was actually contemporary with this.
Yeah, it was.
So, Jed, you were going to say something about this one?
Oh, I had skipped the 5th season on The Expanse, the last season. Just go watch everything up to the 4th. And then you're good. You're
I mean,
good.
it's got 6 seasons, but okay.
Well, it's but you know the last one where they screwed it all up. So
Yeah. Okay.
They screwed it. The only reason it screwed up is because they had to get away from the books because they fired the guy that plays the pilot.
yeah, I know.
Oh,
And for a Me Too movement that was later proven false.
Yep.
oh, bummer. Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So it had real world implications on the show.
yeah. So
They didn't recast. Is that what you're telling me?
yeah, they didn't recast.
Oh.
They killed him off at the last episode of season 5. And he's not in season 6.
You guys
But
don't
he
learn
plays
one
an
thing
important
from watching my show. Learn this now.
recast.
Don't just kill characters off. Recast them.
Yeah.
They're actors. They're paid to play
okay.
a part.
So
Damn
Joe, when we were doing the cocktail lounge, we were talking about this every week with Matt. Matt was pissed about this that sixth season.
So that's it for this week on the list. Where are we at? What number?
That was number 88.
88. Keep track of that now. 88. I'll write it down on the
Yeah, I got it bookmarked so I can find it.
All right.
It's not a bad list so far, I think. What do you guys think so far?
It is not a good.
We've only done 12,
list.
so so far I think it's been pretty decent.
I think it's a travesty that The Expanse is so far down.
Yeah, well, we're
Let's
talking
see what
about
else is there.
that's a lot of TV shows in history. Gunsmoke's going to be in there somewhere, bro. You know what I'm saying? They're talking all. It's not just a single genre, But The Expanse, I've heard good things about, and a lot of things on that list I've heard good things about. But some of them I don't even like. That last British one we mentioned.
Yeah, especially when it comes like the British shows. Definitely don't know much about them.
Yeah,
I would watch Dwarf over the other one though.
Yeah, I hear you. Well, we will keep going with it next week after we're done with our weekly subjects. What we got to cover. It's been slow for the pop culture news and stuff here recently, but we do have some shows that we're watching, so that's good. And like I said, we'd be commenting on The Boys too if I've got to find time to watch that the third season. I've seen the second season's the one with Soldier Boy, right? Isn't that his name?
Yeah. Third season.
Is that third?
Yeah, that was third season. Yeah.
So I have seen all through 3 seasons of it. Okay, I'm gonna have to go look, because if that's the case, I'll get caught up.
Try doing like a recap episode or something, a recap YouTube, and then usually like the 30-minute recaps or whatever. Right. And if you recognize what they're talking about, then you're good.
Darkwing Duck isn't on the list, or Gargoyles, then this list sucks.
I didn't see very many animated shows on this one, unfortunately.
Yeah, they're probably just doing like live action ones. But I mean, dude, if you go genre, we could do those forever. We could. You could do sci-fi, you could do dramas, you could do comedies, you could do animated, you could do animated superheroes, you could do anime. Yeah. I mean,
I chose this list because the other list I did of 100 top shows had a lot of reality shows on it. It's like,
reality shows should not be on any of the greatest. Even the greatest reality show, like Survivor, in my opinion. Now, everybody's opinion is going to be different because they have different niche, things they like. Like with my wife, it's going to be a cooking show. It's going to be something with Gordon Ramsay on it. She's going to say it's the greatest one, right? But for me, my favorite reality show of all time is Cops. That's my favorite one, But,
Road Rules.
Some people
the
are
old
not
MTV
like
days.
Yeah. Dude, Real World, the Road Rules were like awesome back in the day.
Yeah. So, okay.
For me, it's something like
which
Pawn Stars.
Look, the one I'm living with now.
American Pickers took up a lot of my summers. American Pickers was one thing I like to watch.
Pawn Stars was good. I enjoyed
Pawn Stars, yeah.
Mm-hmm. All right, boys and girls. Well, listen, we have come to the end of another evening of hanging out. I'm so glad that John, Knock, and Jed were able to make it and hang out with me. I really enjoy their company. Have a good time. He says, I know. Well, then why'd you say it? You just want to trip my trigger, Tim. I know how it is, man. You just want to blow things up.
Some people just want to watch the world burn.
Some people just want to watch the world burn, man. But anyway, look, guys, I want to thank you guys for being here. And instead of reading all this stuff off, I'm just going to start playing the video that I make weekly from my trailer for my YouTube channel now. So this is what you're going to see this week on the channel. Yeah, just go there and check my live, the upcoming live streams, and you'll see all the times for everything, guys. You know me by now. I'm here at the same time every day and every night. So come check it out, and tell everybody about it. Like, share, and subscribe. I also want to let you know my next uh, uh, major show is going to be, of course, I'm doing Mass Effect tonight. Don't forget about that. But yeah, I finished the portrait, guys. It is at the frame shop. There it is. That's what it
Nice.
looks like. It turned out really great. I love it. I'm in the middle of actually doing the color version of it. I'm actually doing some comic book color on this piece. So you guys come check that out on Friday at 1:00 p.m. So let's see what we got over here in the chat before we. Anybody else got anything you want to push before we get out of here tonight?
Fridays,
That's right.
8:00 on Pop Culture Minefield. I'm doing the Walking Dead Delta series.
Yep, I got to remember to push that one for you and Knock and Jed. Yep, you're into the second chapter of it now, right?
I'm on the second chapter of the second season.
Okay. Yeah. See, I don't even know. I've never played that game, so I don't know. But he's going to be doing that at 8 p.m. on Pop Culture Minefield's channel on Friday, so don't forget about that. And the other shows that I do usually on Mondays, it's Military Monday at 10 a.m. Central Time on Pop Culture Minefield, and we got Reality Wrestling Monday Nitrous on Ryan Rogers Athay's channel at 3 p.m. Central Time, and then if you guys didn't watch that show right there, go check it out. That 70s Rock Fan did a great one this week. Death Race 2000. I wasn't able to do any of these shows last week. That's why I kind of forgot about him. But he does this one at 4 p.m. Central Time. I think he said he's doing Rock and Roll High School. Yeah.
Rock
and roll.
So, yeah, they're going to be doing that next week. Let's check out the chat real quick before we get out of here. Ariel, of course, says, until next time, everyone, stay out of trouble or don't get caught. I love it. Thank you very much, Ariel. Let's see. So what happens Wednesday and Thursdays? Wednesday and Thursday, I just showed you. I've got this show on Wednesday, and I've got, what is it, Mass Effect I play at 10 o'clock? Mm-hmm. And then Thursday, I don't do a show. I have to work on Thursday. And the only reason why I do my show on Friday is because I do it before I go to work. So Tim says, but not on Sundays. Now, the last 2 Sundays, I haven't been able to do the Brothers Hack the Matrix because my brother this is the crazy season for, he is a logistics manager at a water bottling company. So when it gets hot, bottled water flies out of that place. So he's been working nonstop, but he says he's good to go for this Sunday. So look for that to return. We've been off for a couple of weeks on that one, but it's just because of my brother's schedule. Nothing big. We haven't canceled the show or anything, but it is, he's not a YouTuber, guys. So I have to go with his schedule. So, he's busy. Yeah. It's usually at 5 a.m. Stay the Atmosphere and painting on Friday is timely. Yeah, for sure, man. Let's see, 9 p.m. Eastern. Yeah. Okay, so boys and girls, let's see what else we got here. Rock and roll, too slow. He's talking about too slow because we told him what was up pretty quick. Let's see what she's saying. But Wednesday and Thursday aren't shown like the others. Okay. Has he been pumping water from the faucet to fill the water bottles? No, they're just doing a lot more work. All right, boys and girls, I want to thank you guys for being here. Like, share, subscribe. Go check out my Subscribe Star, and you can see some behind-the-scenes stuff, including that portrait you just saw on the comic book and things, and what's going on the channel. And I want to thank my guys, Knock, John, and Jed for being here. And until next time, I want you guys to keep on keeping on. God bless. And that's it for tonight, boys and girls. Have a great one.
Make sure to check out the new episodes of Doctor Who on Disney Plus now.
Stop with that.
How about no?
No, don't go feed into that mind rock.